What's up, everybody? Um, Today I wanted to talk about the people that have inspired me. Well, some of them. There's been a lot of people that have been inspiring me lately, but this morning I made a video about, well, you probably see this tomorrow, but Thursday. So Wednesday I did a video about, people that bring you down. Tonight I thought it would be cool. I'm waiting for the tank to fill up, and it's beautiful, so I thought, why not, if you want to hang out with me. um, I'll give you a little history of kind of who made me who I am today. um, so we made a book that goes in the Airbnb about the farm, and I just thought it was cool to make a book to get people to learn about farming and learn, that pretty much everything you put in your mouth comes from a farm somewhere. It might not be on U.S. soil, but it comes from a farm. So, um, I just I just thought it'd be cool to do this. But so when I was growing up, some of you know this, but when I was 5 years old, I stood in the farmhouse that we live in now and told my grandparents or my grandmother, that I wanted to be a farmer and a fireman. And she looked down at me and said, "Oh, honey, you don't want to do that." And I said, "But I do." And she said, "Well, it's a hard life." And I said, "I know." And, I was 5 years old, whatever. Time went on. I was a volunteer fireman for about 20 years. And I just couldn't keep up with the demands of the volunteer fire department and my family, and the farm. So, but she also told me as I was growing up that my grandfather, so my grandfather was not a ball of fire, let's say. Like, he wasn't lazy. Well, she called him lazy, but he wasn't real lazy, but he wasn't a ball of fire either. He wasn't a real go-getter, but he was not afraid of hard work, if that makes any sense. So she said, you need to be like your great grandfather. Or she didn't say you need to be like him. She said that your great grandfather was the hardest working man that she knew. Well, that that became in me, and of course I never knew him, but like that's who I aspired to be, or aspired to be. So this is him. This is Edgar and Lucy, which is my great grandfather and my great grandmother that started here. They started with the milk cows, and I guess they had a big garden and like did vegetables. And he was just a hustler. He would work his butt off. Um, then let's see. So this just goes on to say, they moved here. They settled here in 1932, which is we kind of got close to that. I wish I would have asked more questions of my grandparents, but then this this was my so this was them as a young couple. This was my grandfather, and this was his brother. And his brother was a hustler too. They had him. The brothers had a coal delivery company that they started back in the day. I don't know if we have a date for that, but then these people right here, um, Clint and Lil. So those people right there were a huge influence to me, especially my grandmother. Um, we had such a great bond, and my grandfather and I had a great bond too. And that being said, my mom and my grandfather didn't have the best relationship, and whatever, it is what it is. It didn't affect me. Um, but I think that's why she doesn't have much to do with the farm today. Um, you know, because it wasn't a fun experience for her. Where when I came around, it was a fun experience for me. Like I was here every summer break. Like we only lived one town over, but like my mom would drop me off here before work, and I would spend the whole day here, you know, and Grandpa would go in after lunch and take a nap, and I just wanted to go. Like I wanted to go clean the barn, or I wanted to drive a tractor, or whatever. I wanted to go, and he didn't cut a whole lot of hay then. He didn't do many crops as I got older, so like we just had the beef cows, and he had Angus, which were very wild, and you know, didn't do a whole lot with the fence. They kept getting out, and you know, of course I didn't have money. He didn't want to put money into the farm, but as this time went on, they wanted me to take over the farm, and that's what my wishes were. But I had to get to be 25, I think, before they handed it over to me, which leads into another thing that you know, we had it kind of off topic, but we had it free and clear. Like it was given to me, and we went and took a mortgage on it to replace it with windows and pay off debt, which we should have just taken a small mortgage, paid off our debt, and I wouldn't have to work at the other job now. Like we you know, took almost the max of what we qualified for, and you know, it's really bit us in the butt. Like that's one thing that I regret, because I was around everybody that told me, well, everybody has a mortgage, like, you know, and that's the people I was around, instead of, you know, listening to other people that, but I didn't have those options. Like there wasn't an option for me to work that through with somebody. The mortgage company's gonna try to sell you whatever, you know, and the window guy rolled everything into his window thing, and it was just, we had a ridiculous interest rate, and it was just one of the only things I regret in my life. So then you move on to this is just a funny picture. That's me as a little dude. That's me with my grandparents. And there's my dad and my mom. So my dad delivered beer. And he delivered beer for 25 years. So like he knew hard work. But he got beat up over the years with all the kegs and the, you know, carrying all the cases of beer and, you know, whatever. But those are some of the people that influenced me in my life. You know, I always think back about my grandmother telling me that my great grandfather, you know, he worked. He was not afraid to work. He was not a lazy man, and he hustled. And from a little dude, that's what I knew. That's who I wanted to be, and that's what I've done my whole life, is grind. And you know, to go back to this morning's video, or you'll see this tomorrow, it'll be yesterday's video. That's why I get butthurt. Like I work so hard, and I've always worked so hard. And in my mind, you know, the old school was work hard and you'll be okay. Well, I've worked hard, but I'm not okay. I mean, we're okay now, but we still have debt. Like mortgage, I think that's where I left off. So, you know, that's how I was taught. Like, just go work hard, because that's what my dad did, you know, and they always struggled. And my grandparents always struggled. They worked hard, but they always struggled. And, you know, it was always, you gotta work hard, you gotta work hard. Well, okay. Hey friends, good morning. I realized that I just jumped ship, and I went to another subject of people who influence me now. What I needed to say was, now that I've learned how to invest and how to start small businesses and learn real estate and learn other things, now the grinding and making the money is, I know what to do with the money. or I'm learning what to do with the money. So back to your regularly scheduled program. Okay, but now that another influence in my life has been the Economic Ninja and a guy named Bud down in Oklahoma. Like, but it's been through this Ninja Nation community, and now I've met another lady that the Abundance Oracle. She is just full of knowledge on real estate, and like I'm so excited to listen to her now, and we've connected, and just an amazing person, and another guy. I don't know his name, but I think it's World Money Wins. He's got a channel. I might have screwed that up. I'm sorry. I'll go back and look, but he's a great guy too. And it's none of these people I thought I would connect with. Like if I was to meet some of these people in like a crowd of people, I probably would not gravitate towards them because of just I don't know. I don't know. But now that you meet them, like they have the same mindset as me, and they're unleashing all this in me, and it just feels so amazing. And so anyway, those are the people that have influenced me, and from birth pretty much. You know, and I mean, I don't negate my mom either. Like she's always worked hard too. She just wants nothing to do with a farm, and I get that, because she had a bad experience here, and I had a great experience here. So, you know, that's why I want to grow. With that, I don't know. I hope that inspires somebody. And you know, thanks for listening to me and sharing this lovely evening with me. So with that, I'm gonna go check the tub and probably go in for the night. It's about 9 o'clock now, so I started around 5:30 this morning. So with that, get to know a farmer. I love you all, and be kind. See you on the next one.